Hello again. Welcome to your weekly sports report. I'm your host, Anis Melhem, the Phenom. As always, I'm with my co-hosts.
Sonny Diol, the big man.
And
Jasper, just like Assange.
welcome to the NBA edition of the weekly sports report. Let's just get right into it. Big news. The Toronto Raptors made just a gigantic move. They landed Kawhi Leonard and Danny Green for DeMar DeRozan, Jakob Poeltl, and a protected first in 2020. This completely shifts the balance of the Eastern Conference. And, they were a contender before. They're still a contender, probably better off now than they were, at the end of the season. I mean, Toronto has a legit shot at winning the East at this point if Kawhi reports to training camp, and reports are saying that he's warming up to the idea of playing, next season north of the border. Jessa, what are your thoughts on this?
I think this is a good move for the Raptors, all in all. If he comes, obviously that's great. If he comes, plays a year, and if he leaves at the end of the year, I think that's fine as well. Why? It frees up a lot of cap space for them. And the next year's free agent market's very deep.
Yeah.
Or they can start rebuilding. I think it gives them options. Or the third option, Kawhi likes it there and he stays.
Yeah,
Right?
I agree totally. I think that's how they see it. They have top 3 player in the NBA, an actual MVP candidate.
They've never had a defensive player like Kawhi.
ever.
Never.
And honestly, with LeBron gone, he's the best player in the East. If he comes back
Healthy.
like old Kawhi, right?
Yeah.
But then Deshaun's completely right. Even if he leaves, right? The best case scenario, he stays. They have 12 months to convince him to stay, right?
Yeah.
Toronto's a better city than San Antonio.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. So they have 12 months to convince him. If he leaves, they have 2 options. You're right. They have cap space to bring in players,
Yeah.
right?
And a deep free agent class.
Exactly. A very deep free agent class.
Yeah.
And then they also have the option, because with DeMar DeRozan, I love DeMar. He was
The playoffs.
He was all
great,
class,
That's
man.
what I mean. They weren't
Yeah.
going to win anything with them.
He can't get it done in the playoffs.
So exactly, but getting him out, they also give them the option of saying
Flexibility.
we can rebuild if we want to, right? So I like it. I think it's a great move. How often are you going to get a top 3 player in the NBA?
I think that if the Toronto Raptors want to maximize this asset, if personally, this is my feeling, if you can't get him to extend by the trade deadline, trade him to LA. You have all season to work on that trade. If you feel like this is your shot,
Yeah.
and you think that maybe it's not going to work out for whatever reason, start working on a trade to LA. Unlike San Antonio, they don't give a shit. They'll send him right back west, and they'll send him where he wants to go. And they'll probably take whatever LA will give them.
But the thing is, LA's not going to give you much.
Yeah, you never know.
Right? Because
You never know.
LA knows that he only wants to come there, and they have no problem waiting, because the problem with the thing was last year.
But
they didn't PG.
Kawhi in LA this season gives them a legit shot at winning. It's still. I mean, I'm not saying they'll take Golden State for sure, but they have a shot.
Yeah.
Saying that, though, if they wait, they have a better shot, because the young players they have to give up for them are good players. They get to keep them as well, right? On top of that, for the Raptors, I think if Kawhi comes engaged and he's playing and they're doing well and he has a commit, I think for them even getting to an NBA Finals one time is worth it.
Yeah.
Because that's a big thing for a
is.
Canadian
The
franchise.
thing is, he
Yeah.
wanted to play in a bigger market, and Toronto's one of the biggest markets in the NBA.
Yes,
Yeah.
it
The
is.
games are going to be sold out every night, because they always are. It's a nationally televised game.
Yeah.
And he's going to get endorsement deals up the ass.
Yeah.
In Toronto, and he's going to be all over Canada.
Yeah.
He can be Mr. Canada.
Exactly.
He won't have just Toronto, he'll have all of Canada.
Yeah.
Yeah. And in recent history, a lot of players that came to the Raptors thinking they wouldn't like it. Kyle Lowry, they said the first year he didn't even talk to his teammates because he thought it was going to be a pit stop. He ended up signing. When they traded for Patterson, he told his agents, start looking for houses elsewhere. I'm not staying here. My contract's up after this trade year. I'm gone.
Yeah.
He ended up resigning there.
Yep.
A lot of guys don't know until they
Well,
get there.
just look at DeMar. DeMar is
Yeah.
pissed.
Exactly.
He doesn't want to
Exactly.
leave.
He
The thing
wanted
is,
to
he
be
also
there.
took less money to stay.
Yeah.
And then he wanted to be loyal to the team, but the thing is, this is a sport.
It's a business.
It's a business. There's no loyalty.
Yeah.
It's not just that, man. I mean, they've never had a player on the level of Kawhi.
I get that.
Like if you're Toronto and you get the chance to do it, you have to take it.
I do.
Like
the
you
thing is,
have to take it.
DeRozan, from his point of view, he could have left a couple of years ago or last year and gone to LA, because that's where he's from as well.
Yeah.
But he took less money, and he started loving Toronto.
Yeah.
It's like his home now. He grew up. He came as a 19-year-old kid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. So he grew up in Toronto.
Yeah.
So when you talk about to him about where he's from, he's like, I'm from LA, but I grew up in Toronto.
No, makes sense.
His adult years were in Toronto.
Exactly.
And that's even his free agency, he didn't even take meetings.
No,
with the team.
he knew he was
No,
going
he
to sign in
didn't.
Toronto.
Right away, he was down signing Toronto. So I get why he's pissed off.
Yeah.
But I get why Toronto took the opportunity.
You
to
have
acquire
you
Leonard.
get Kawhi Leonard,
He's the best player in the East.
and
Conference.
you have 1 year to convince him to stay.
Yeah. I personally think if you look at the complete game, he's the closest thing to LeBron James. His complete game.
Yeah.
So now in the Eastern Conference, no LeBron there. He's LeBron of the East.
And Danny Green's not a bad side piece to bring along.
I was just gonna say that he's a really decent 3-point shooter.
And another
also
good
gives him
defender.
and he plays good defense.
Yeah. I like Danny Green a lot too.
It's another
40%
element.
from the 3-point line.
Yeah.
That's big.
It is. It's another element to their game that they didn't really have
Yeah,
the year before.
Raptors, the 3-point has always been lock, right?
Yeah.
So with him and CJ Miles and Lowry,
And even Kawhi has good 3-point percentage.
they'll be
right?
better. They'll be better.
I mean, no, they really just did put themselves back into legitimately a threat to win the East, to remain first in the East in the season, and Philadelphia and Boston, like they have a team to contend with now in Toronto. Having said that, how stupid! Like as good as Masai Ujiri looks for pulling this off. How stupid does he look for firing Dwayne Casey? Like, I know we've talked about it before, but now that deal looks even worse.
But getting rid of him, yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I don't like it. I talked about it last week.
Yeah, I don't think any of us like. The only thing I can say for him is, I guess, hindsight. It's easier to say that, but they shouldn't have fired him in the first place.
Yeah, I know, and I know
Especially if you're going to hire his assistant.
we talked about it to death, and I mean, I know, but like I'm just saying, it looks even worse right now that you've got a Kawhi Leonard coming onto the team. You could have had the coach of the year. Like having a coach of the year could have been one more thing.
With a defensive player of the year.
Exactly.
Right.
To go up to him like, hey, you got a good thing here too.
Why do you think Dwayne Casey signs Zaza Pachulia, the
Why?
Kawhi Leonard killer?
He signed him in Detroit real quick.
He's going to get his revenge that way.
So how awkward will the Team USA training camp be here?
Yeah.
Popovich is going to be
a little
there.
awkward.
Kawhi is going to be there, and DeRozan's going to be. That's going to be kind of weird.
For Popovich, I don't think Popovich gives a shit. I don't think the way he is, he's going to be like, whatever.
Yeah, I guess so. He's gone through so many guys.
Exactly. I don't think he'll care that much. But DeMar seems out of everybody that he's the most bitter, to be honest.
Yeah, but he's going to a championship caliber franchise.
This is the best player he's going to play with LaMarcus Aldridge.
Well, yeah, okay. You don't think Lowry's that good?
Lowry is good, but having that big man there, like the guard big man thing, I think that's huge, man.
Yeah, but the thing is, the game is getting away from the big man.
That's true, but LaMarcus is one of those guys that's still one of those big men that's going to be effective, even with the game going away from it.
Yeah, and they got Paul Gasol there.
Yeah.
No, they still got who they have the point guard? Is it Murray?
DeJounte Murray, yeah.
Somebody like that. They got somebody.
What does DeRozan add to the San Antonio Spurs?
He does bring instant scoring.
Scoring.
The slashing to the net.
Yeah.
That
dynamic score.
They didn't have that before.
Yeah.
Kawhi, look, don't get me wrong. Kawhi can do that.
Yeah.
But his
It's not his specialty. Yeah.
The thing is, he only played 9 games last year. They made the playoffs, right?
Yeah.
So
And
now they added to that.
I agree. And also with DeRozan, he doesn't have to be the main scorer no more. He can be the secondary guy.
Right.
Have less double covers and all that.
That's kind of what I meant. Like with LaMarcus Aldridge, the scoring wise, it's not. There's 2 guys, so it'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, they had that in Toronto as well, but the thing is, he was the main guy.
Main guy, yeah.
And Lowry was more of the sidekick, everybody thought.
Exactly. He's gonna be like it's gonna be hard to double team him now, right?
Yeah, if you double him, then they're gonna have Aldridge open.
Yeah, alone.
Or with one guy.
Yeah. So it's gonna that dynamic's gonna be fun to watch too.
For sure.
Also, for a gambling point of view, Raptors to win it is 21-1. Not bad odds.
That's actually pretty
It was
good odds.
61-1 before the trade.
Yeah, so 21-1 is not bad for gambling.
4-1 the East now from 8-1.
Yeah.
After the trade.
Yeah.
That's not a bad odd.
Yeah.
Throw a little bit on that.
Revenge best player in the East, man.
I think they can go to the finals.
I think they will.
A 4-1 odd is actually really looks good.
If Kawhi comes back to normal Kawhi, I think they will. Because it's just, he's LeBron James of the East, man.
Furthermore, who says they can't add as the season goes on, especially if they start finding themselves in a good position, or if they find that, when they play Boston or when they play Philly, that they're actually getting the upper hand on them every game. You never know.
The thing I like about it is they didn't really give up too much in this trade.
No, they didn't.
Give up DeRozan. Jakob Poeltl's a young guy that was drafted 9th overall, and they gave a projected
2021st.
Yeah.
2020 first round pick, top 20 protected.
When I saw that, I was
Like
shocked.
I thought it was going to be OG or Siakam.
That's what I mean. They gave up a good young player, but they didn't give up one of their main good.
Not the best young player.
Because even Van Vliet, OG,
Yeah.
Siakam, they didn't have to give any of those
Yeah.
away.
And so the thing is, I'll make that trade any day of the week.
Because when we were talking about last week, we thought they would have to for sure give up OG or Siakam
Yeah.
with DeMar.
Yeah.
And the first, we didn't think it'd be 1 to 20 protected.
That's
Right.
crazy.
Yeah, so when I saw the deal, I'm like, yeah, okay, fine, you gave up DeMar for the risk 1 year, but this risk is a heap, like, if it pays off, it's massive, and it gives you so many options.
And it gives you a lot of options after like you said, at the end of the year.
So I like it too, I agree.
I like the Raptors move.
Another major move that was made in the NBA is a three-way deal.
Yeah.
Having Carmelo Anthony sent to the Atlanta Hawks.
Yeah.
Along with a 2022 first-round pick, which is protected from 1 to 14. And from the 76ers, Justin Anderson also lands in Atlanta. Carmelo, of course, is expected to be waived and go and join the
Rockets.
Houston Rockets. OKC gets Dennis Schroeder and Timothy Luwawu. And the 76ers get Mike Muscala. This is a pretty big trade. Pretty big deal. I think, I actually think the OKC Thunder get better by picking up Schroeder and Luwawu. And, to the 76ers, Muscala's a pretty decent player. For Atlanta, they're just going to waive Melo, and, we know where he's going. To get a first-round pick and Justin Anderson, that's not too bad either. But I don't know. I really like Dennis Schroeder. So it's kind of...
I think Atlanta's just rebuilding, retanking. They're trying to get the first pick.
They're trying to lose.
Yeah, that's all I can think of.
I don't get why.
Schroeder's your best player.
Why get rid of Schroeder then?
I don't know. And he's young. He's only 24.
But they said he won, he had a meeting with their brass, and he said he was tired of losing, right?
Well, once you've been there for what, 3-4 years,
Yeah.
5 years now.
Yeah.
I understand they had one good year a couple years ago, but they've been losing.
And you got to look, they drafted Trae Young, same position. Obviously, they're saying, okay, we want this guy, it's his team,
Yeah.
and we'll rebuild around that, right?
Yeah, they're opening up room for him.
Yeah.
is this enough of a return for him, though?
Probably not.
Anderson in the
far
first-round pick?
first-round pick.
Yeah, but the thing is, they also open up the cap space. There's
Yeah.
more cap space for next year.
That's the
Okay.
NBA cap space is so
Yeah.
low.
Next year, like I said,
yeah.
you talked about, there's a lot of free agents.
Yeah.
Maybe they can get a piece or two.
Yeah.
They'll quickly rebuild.
Because there's a lot of guys that will just go for the money.
Yeah.
Like, there are guys that are just pure.
And
about the
Atlanta's a
ball.
nice place to play.
Yeah.
Shitty team, but nice place.
And if Trae Young does have that solid ass year, like he does, because he had at one point they thought he was going to be the first round pick at the start of the college season, right?
He could have been.
But he dropped off. But if he comes out and he has a great year, there's guys that would want to play with him.
Yeah.
So what about OKC? They pick up Schroeder. They pick up Luwawu. Definitely, I think they get better as Schroeder is going to add a lot to that team in a way that Melo didn't.
Schroeder's a good player, man.
I know,
They got,
but
Defense perimeter.
they had to
defense.
add something. They re-signed Paul George, and like now
So,
that they
so
got rid of...
do you put what's the name, Russell Westbrook as your shooting guard, and you have Schroeder as your starting point guard,
I would, but
or do you have Schroeder come off the bench?
Schroeder come off the bench, but Schroeder can also hit threes though.
That's what I'm saying.
So he can be a shooting guard.
Maybe he could be the shooting guard.
Yeah.
Yeah, that gives him more options,
It does, and it's actually a proper fit around
and it gives him another ball handler out there.
ball handler. It's just it's just actual proper fit around Paul George and Westbrook. Like Melo wasn't,
Yeah,
because Melo needs to play off the dribble, right?
and his defense is not there.
He didn't have defense.
Where Schroeder will play some good perimeter
Yeah.
defense.
I like the deal for them a lot.
Yeah,
Definitely.
I like for OKC. It helps them be more competitive.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if they're gonna win it.
Well, it's tough to win in the West for sure.
Yeah, but they're more competitive.
I think they'll win a playoff round at least, right?
Yeah,
Like there's a better chance this year of them winning a few in the playoffs than it was last year with this move. I feel
yeah.
So, Biggie, what about the 76ers? What does Mike Muscala add to them?
just some depth.
Yeah, good bench player. Come off the bench. Give Joel Embiid some time to
Yeah,
rest.
basically, yeah.
What about losing Justin Anderson?
I'll tell you the truth, I have no idea who the fuck he even is. So I guess if I don't know who he is,
I don't
nobody really
either,
knows who
so
he
I'm
is.
just gonna say it's not a big loss because I honestly don't know.
Yeah, I've never heard of Justin Anderson, so
Well, I guess that's an upgrade for the 76ers.
Hey, maybe Justin Anderson will get a chance to play in Atlanta.
Maybe he'll be a starter next year.
Maybe we'll know who he is next
Yeah.
year. Well, this time next year we'll.
So he
talk
might
about
be a
that.
bench player.
Yeah.
If lucky.
Yeah.
If he's-
Yeah. If everything goes right, he'll be a bench player.
Yeah.
So 2 years after Isaiah Thomas was asking his team to back up the Brinks truck, he signs as a free agent with Denver for league minimum for a veteran at $2 million. The hell happened to this guy?
Injury. Hip
This
injury.
is a show me year for him.
This year he's actually going to be able to come back more healthy than he was last year. Right?
Yeah.
That's why he signed the 1 year deal. It's just prove myself again. That's what it is, right?
Yeah, have a good season, and maybe they'll
Yeah.
back the Brinks truck up after.
For Denver, because Denver's built a pretty good young team. I like who they drafted in Porter. It's a good upside deal for them too, man. They're getting a guy who's an all-star to actually play in Denver.
Low risk, high reward.
Yeah,
And not even also, he was a MVP candidate.
MVP candidate. You remember he was the leading scorer in the fourth quarter. Yeah.
I would take a risk of $2
Oh,
million.
hell, I think it's a great.
Oh yeah.
You mentioned Porter just a couple seconds ago.
Yeah.
He's about to get his second surgery
Yeah.
today, so we don't know what's going to happen with him.
Yeah. See,
But-
that's another risk, right?
Yeah, but the thing is, they have a good young team there. They got what's his name? The centerman, Jokic, his name.
Yeah.
Him. They have.
They just re-signed him to a long term last year.
and then they
last
got
week.
they got a couple of good point guards. They got Jamal Murray,
Murray from the Canadian.
Canadian
yeah.
kid. Who else do they have?
They
there?
got good-
They got Gary Harris, I think. it
Gary
is.
Harris. They
They have a
bunch of
decent
guys
team there.
around
They just traded Kenneth Fareed.
Yeah. So they opened up some money too.
So $2 million for him is not bad.
Like they almost made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, I think this helps him out, and
Yeah.
it gives him a veteran leader,
Yeah, it does.
guy who's been to the playoffs.
And he's a guy that if he does get back to it, you hand him the ball in the fourth quarter and
Yeah.
he'll win you the game.
And the thing is, I think he'll help the young. Hopefully, he helps the young guys.
Yeah, I like the move a lot.
Yeah, I like the move,
I think it's smart.
and hopefully he comes back and he comes back strong.
Yeah,
He was entertaining to watch. I
He
enjoyed
was,
watching
man.
him.
I liked him a lot,
Yeah.
right? Last
And
year,
he's a second round pick, last pick in the second round.
Yeah.
He's a feel good story.
last year was hurt, and then even when he came back, he shouldn't have came back at that point. But it was obviously the pressure. I got to play,
And you got to get paid.
so it ended up hurting him. But now I think he's in a better mind state. He's healthier. He's got a prove me contract. I think he's going to come back, and I think he's going to have a good year.
So 23-year-old Jabari Parker goes home and signs with the Chicago Bulls, 2 years at $40 million. This is a pretty good deal for a pretty decent player.
I like the deal. He goes home, goes to Chicago. They got a good young team there. You know him, Zach LaVine, Laurie Markkinen.
Yeah, and Laurie Markkanen's sick.
Yeah.
He's good. They got a good team there.
Yeah, and now they get a guy to be at the front of it. I'm sure they'll be all right because he's wanted the opportunity.
Yeah.
So I'm sure they'll be okay. Go out there and prove it, right?
I know he had some injury issues last year, but
Yeah.
hopefully he's healthy and he can play well.
When he's healthy, he's
He's a good power forward.
very effective.
I feel that the Chicago just got a little bit better. You know, maybe a playoff team.
Yeah, Chicago's building something good, actually. Like, they're actually building something
Yeah,
good.
they got
there.
some good young pieces there. And Zach LaVine missed a lot of the year last
Yeah,
year.
and when he came back, he looked very good.
And in the starting role, right?
Yeah, he looked like because people. I remember in Minnesota, it didn't look like he was going to make that step. Last year, it started to look like he can make that step.
Yeah, the game started to come around.
Yeah.
He was just known for being a dunker before.
yeah.
Last year, everything started to come together.
Shots getting better, everything's
Yeah,
getting
the
better.
defense getting better.
You know what, guys? I actually wanted to circle back a little bit to the Raptors and Kawhi. One thing that I wanted to mention, and this is a really important piece that the Raptors have in their back pocket over pretty well any other team any other team that Kawhi would be interested in going to is they can give him a max deal at $191 million. That's $50 million more than the Lakers, right?
Yep.
So I mean, that's $50 million bucks. I mean, that's fucking huge. Like, if you're Kawhi, listen, I love LeBron, I want to play in LA, but $50 million is $50 million.
Yeah, he's got options. I mean, well, the Raptors have options, I should say, as in they can do a sign and trade with LA.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if he leaves a free agent, he loses that $50 million.
Yeah.
If he cooperates with the Raptors and he wants to leave and Raptors get some asset, make a sign and trade. Maybe get somebody like I'm hoping like Kuzma or somebody.
Brandon Ingram.
Ingram, I don't know if they're going to trade Ingram at all.
Yeah, that's when they have young pieces that you would want.
Exactly.
Right?
I wouldn't take Lonzo. I wouldn't touch Lonzo.
Yeah.
Just
Him and
gonna
his
say.
loudmouth dad, they
Yeah.
can stay in LA.
Honestly, I thought he would shut the fuck up now they got LeBron, but he hasn't.
Oh,
He said 2 days ago I would have beat LeBron one-on-one in my heyday.
This guy just needs controversy. So let's not give it any more airtime.
Yeah.
LeVar is a piece of shit.
But
So
the
we'll just leave it
$50
at
million,
that.
that's another kicker too. If he comes in, you have 12 months, sell him on the city. He likes the city. The
Yeah.
team gets to let's say the finals, and then on top of that, you have that $50 million kicker.
Yeah.
Suddenly, you kind of get why the Paul George ended up staying in OKC, because if you like it and you have that extra kicker there,
Yeah, $50 million.
It makes more sense.
Hey, it's
Yeah.
only a couple, 5 years, 4 years, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can leave after that.
And it's not like he doesn't have a ring already.
Yeah.
Right? It's not
Not
like
that.
he's going to go somewhere because he wants, like, he's won a ring.
this is another thing too. San Antonio, he was their best player, but it wasn't his team. San Antonio plays that community game. It's Popovich's team.
Yeah.
He's going to come to Toronto and they're going to say, okay, here's the keys. This is your team.
Right.
You're the man. We want you to lead us everywhere.
Yeah.
He's going to get to be LeBron James, play that role.
He's
right?
going to be the focal point on the offense.
Yeah.
And he's going to be the focal point on defense.
On the defense, yeah.
So it's going to be, this is Kawhi Leonard's team, and it's Kawhi Leonard's city, and could be Kawhi Leonard's country.
Yeah, exactly.
That's
Country
what,
too.
Thing
right?
is, he wants the reason why his whole problem was he didn't think San Antonio was a big enough market. Well, Toronto's one of the biggest markets.
Yeah.
Any
Yeah.
endorsement deal he wants, he can get.
Yeah.
If money's the issue for him, Toronto's the place to go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's going to get fame. He's going to get money, and he'll get endorsements up the ass. Like I
He
said
could be in a
before.
Drake video.
He could. Hey, he could be in a Drake
He could
video.
get all up in the video.
But I don't think he's that type of guy where he wants to be in the video.
I
He
think
just wants to chill
Go
out,
and chill.
smoke a couple of doobies.
Another thing is they're going to give him input on everything.
Yeah.
Everything. It's his franchise, basically. That's what they're going to tell him.
If he signs that contract, and he plays the way he can play, they'll ask him on everything.
Yeah.
He'll have input on from coaching, the players to bring in.
Yeah.
Just like LeBron.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on top of that, the one thing he's gonna realize, the fan base is gonna be strong and supportive too.
They show up already.
Yeah.
They
Exactly.
sell it already.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, the
That's
fans
the
are
fan
really
base is the
passionate.
problem.
Yeah.
Look at Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
Playoff games, people stand
Dude,
outside.
He's
it
gonna
was
see that
nuts. I
passion,
went
man.
there when I went there for game one in the second round. It was
Yep.
fucking crazy. You know, like they had just as many people there as they had for Leaf games. You know, and people were chanting "Let's go Raptors" the whole time.
Exactly,
You
man.
know,
Like,
like-
Toronto's a huge basketball market.
Now imagine that, and imagine if they made a run to the final.
Yeah.
How crazy it would get.
And for him to take
Oh,
them
yeah.
there.
Yeah.
Like, if you think about it, they have the best lineup. I think the best lineup in the East. They're starting five.
I
Can
agree
compete
with
with anybody in the East.
And their bench is still strong.
And their bench is strong,
They
yes.
didn't deplete their bench at all.
I think it got better.
Yeah, with Danny
But
Green.
yeah, with
Yeah.
Danny Green, yeah.
The thing is, Porto's good. I like him. But like, he's eating people's minutes as like in Siakam's minutes. And what's his name? Ibaka.
Yeah.
Along with Valanciunas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they have a couple of good power forwards slash centers.
yeah.
And they got to hope that the defense is better than that.
And Jado, they that's the big thing. They got so much harder to play against.
Yeah,
Because
defense.
Kawhi's the guy that he has shut down LeBron before.
Yeah.
Right?
But LeBron ain't there no more.
Yeah, exactly.
So really, it's
not
about
even
trying to
about
figure
that,
out
I'm
to
saying
shut down
the ca-
Boston or
Exactly.
Philadelphia.
The caliber
Yeah.
of player he's
Yeah.
been able to lock down.
Yeah.
Then you have Danny Green now, who is a good defender.
Yeah.
OG, he was a good defender last year in his rookie season. He did a good
He's
job.
going to get better.
He's going to get better. Siakam, he's an athletic
Big
rim
man.
protector. Ibaka,
I'm worried about Ibaka. I think
Yeah.
he's lost a couple of steps. If
I-
they can move him somehow,
Yeah.
some way, and free up more cap space,
I'd
that
like
would be
them to
unreal.
try and do something with Cleveland.
For who?
Kevin Love, man. Bring in Kevin Love.
What,
Wow.
Ibaka?
I
Not
do
for
it.
Ibaka.
Wow, that's not enough for them.
Not Ibaka. I'm saying they're going to have to take salary back in a deal, right? You add something around.
They could pick up Kevin Love though. That'd be
But the
pretty
thing is, then you
sick
got to
for
get
Toronto.
rid of some of the young guys.
yeah,
You're gonna want
and then
young
your
guys.
bench suddenly is. and
I'm not saying they'll because they still have Freddie Van Fleet, and they
Yeah.
also have who was it from last year that they signed? Oh yeah, it was Norman Powell, and he didn't really come off at all in the playoffs.
Yeah, he didn't. He didn't get to play much in the playoff. And the year before that,
And he was a stud.
he was a stud. He
Yeah.
was the guy that looked like he was going to be the guy that gets into the starting lineup.
Like Freddie Van Fleet
Yeah,
this
yeah.
year. So maybe with DeRozan going,
Yeah,
Norman
opportunity.
Powell gets to come back in the lineup.
And you can tell even from the words he has said since that the season, he's coming back focused. He's coming back hungry. So he's going to get opportunity.
Look, I think for Kawhi, it's just, you know what, let's play out the year. He burned his bridges in San Antonio. He had to go somewhere. Toronto's not a bad landing spot for 1 year. Like even if it's just for 1 year, you know what I mean? If he goes into it and says, "Fuck it, I'm gonna play out the year and I'm gonna do my all," maybe he does get a trip to the NBA final. Maybe he does get a couple of nice endorsement deals. Maybe he decides, "Hey, I really like this place." Maybe he doesn't like it enough to stay, but it probably will be a memorable year for him anyway.
Maybe he does though.
Well, we'll see.
There's a lot.
There's a lot to go on.
Yeah.
Because if winning solves a lot of problems.
Yeah.
If you went to a team franchise which was losing,
Yeah.
right? Obviously you'd be like, I'm out of here. But if they're winning and they're number one in the East, make a trip to the finals.
And
I understand it. I understand it's LA, but $50 million in Toronto, man.
Yeah.
Exactly. It's a big city.
And
It's
you
a
gotta-
big market.
I think there is something to be said too about being the man in Toronto instead of playing second fiddle to LeBron James.
I think
there's something to be said about that.
Your NBA career is only a certain span in your life.
Yeah.
You can go live in LA after.
And there's proof. His brain has thought that way with LeBron not being the second fiddle, I mean. Because when LeBron signed in the Lakers, remember reports started coming out that he was more open to signing with the Clippers now too.
Yeah.
Right?
I heard that too.
So maybe there's obviously a little bit there where he doesn't want to be second fiddle, maybe, right?
Maybe he wants to be. Yeah. If he's smart, see what happens in Toronto and then decide at the end of the year.
Yeah. So for me personally, I think if it starts working well and they do make a run, there's a lot to like. I think you have a good selling point with
No, I completely agree. There is a lot to like in that city. There's a lot to like in that franchise. There's a lot to like in that conference. If you're Kawhi,
It's easy way to the finals.
Everything is stacked his way. You know what I mean?
He could potentially, if that team's still there, they could make the finals maybe 2-3 times in the next 5 years.
Yeah. And if Kawhi commits...
which is actually a better shot than he'll have in LA.
Yeah.
Because they still got Golden State. They're going to have Houston. And, I mean,
OKC's
getting better.
Everybody's loading up in the West.
Yeah.
Even Utah, they're a good team. Everybody's strong. in the West.
everybody's
It's
strong.
hard.
Where in the East, there's only a couple of teams. There's
It's like-
Boston, there's
Toronto and Philly.
And Philly.
So it's an easier route to the
It's
finals.
it's a much clearer path to
And
the finals.
you might not win the finals, but thing is, you might get lucky one year.
Yeah.
Somebody gets hurt.
Yeah.
Or something happens, you win it.
The 4 times that Cleveland made it in a row. I mean, they cashed in once.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's all he needs to do.
This is the thing, too. If you get him signed, he stays there. He's a selfless player.
Yeah.
You can bring in good players around him.
Yeah.
And you...
Yeah, next year, exactly.
Yeah, you
next
can-
year
you
in that
can
free agent
change, and
market.
If you have the cap space.
If you have the cap
Yeah.
space, and if you still have Kawhi,
Yeah.
Like if you re-sign Kawhi and you can create some cap space for you, somebody might be like, hey, you know
That's
what?
where...
Let's give Toronto a shot.
Let's say they did sign Kawhi, being able to get rid of Ibaka would be pretty
Yeah.
good. Even if, like, in a cap dump, like you were saying.
Yep.
Because if you have Kawhi Leonard, he commits, you'll be able to sign better players.
That's what I'm
For
saying.
sure.
Then you ship out Ibaka
Yeah.
with maybe a pick or two.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you have Kawhi signed, you're not picking till the bottom third of the draft.
Exactly.
You don't need the picks.
So you
right?
do that
Exactly.
salary drop and you open up more space,
And build around him.
and then you get another good free agent, and then you still have Lowry for another year.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And then you bring in slowly Delonte Wright as your starter.
Oh, we forgot to even mention DeLonte
Wow,
Wright, man.
that's why I'm here.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Like, they
you
have-
forget to put your teeth in every morning. That's why I'm here.
My teeth are here. I just gotta lift my lip.
Well, that's gonna be a heavy task.
But, yeah, they're deep. They're a deep team. Like, we didn't mention Valanciunas.
No, Valanciunas.
Valanciunas a good
He's a good
secondary
center.
He's
player,
a good
man.
center,
Yeah.
and if you want to be somebody you can trade, open up cap space, too.
You could, but he's still young. Why do that?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I'd ideally like to have him as my center.
Depends who comes back. If you have the cap space to
but
get
then
somebody,
you don't really have a center. You have
maybe you sign a better center. You never
maybe.
know.
But the thing
You
is,
never
that's where
know.
you can get rid of Ibaka
Yeah.
and open up
Yeah.
space.
Yeah.
I think this deal's good for Valanciunas because we've already seen how effective Kawhi Leonard works with good centers.
Yeah.
So I think Valanciunas is going to benefit from this.
He can have a
lot.
great year, yeah. Especially getting someone like Kawhi passing him the ball instead of Lowry or DeRozan.
He's going to get space. A lot of space.
Yeah. He's going to focus on Kawhi.
Yeah, they'll double team him. It'll open up space.
The
for
thing is,
everybody
that's the
else.
same thing's happening now, though. Because they were doing that to DeRozan as well.
No, but there's a difference on the caliber of player when they get the ball. Like you double team LeBron finds a way.
Yeah,
right.
same with
You
Kawhi.
double team
Yeah.
Kawhi finds
They'll
a way.
find a way.
Like, there was ways to get DeMar out of his game.
In the playoffs, look at what they do
In the
in the
playoffs,
playoffs.
there was way-
He
yeah.
doesn't
Yeah.
show up in the playoffs.
Yeah.
And this way, it's a fresh start for them.
That's what we were talking about. Even if he leaves, you aren't gonna go. You already know where you're going with DeMar DeRozan, right?
He's missing in the playoffs.
Exactly. So this opens up other doors for you
Yeah.
too.
It just, to me, it's that 50 mil. Like, I don't know if you're Kawhi. I mean, it's fucking so hard to
Yeah,
turn
you only
down
have a
that
certain
50
amount of
mil.
time in your
man.
life to make money in the NBA.
Yeah, and it's not like he's in some shit city, right?
No.
So
No
hopefully,
way.
Yeah.
hopefully he takes the money, stays put, plays well for 5 years or 4 years, and then if he doesn't like it after 4 years and if they're not winning, hey, by all means leave.
Just
Yeah.
imagine, just imagine if he brought a championship to
Toronto, he'd be a legend.
He'd be a legend. It'd be something different than anybody else, any other.
Yeah.
And if
superstar
he did
that
it
we've
before
had.
the Maple Leafs won,
Yeah.
that would make him a bigger legend.
Maple Leafs ain't winning. Maple
Well,
Leafs ain't
they're
winning.
on the right track right now.
They're
But
on
back,
the
back,
right
to,
track.
back, to,
Yeah.
back to basketball. But if he does it before the Leafs win,
Yeah.
to bring a championship to Toronto, he'll be a legend in the
He'll be a
city.
legend. That like sure. They
He'll
No,
be a
might-
definitely.
legend in Canada.
Regardless, if you bring a championship to Toronto, right,
He's
you're a
not just
legend
bringing
for
it to
life.
Toronto, he's going to bring it to Canada.
Canada.
It'll be the first time he'll ever be in
Yeah.
in
An NBA
Canada.
championship
He'll
in
be a
the
hero.
country.
Anywhere he goes in Canada, he will never have to pay for a drink or a meal.
Living
And my
life.
kids, if I see him, I'll smoke his ass up
Yeah, exactly.
all the time.
No, for sure.
And it's legal weed out here. Why would else would he want to play with it?
Exactly. You know he likes it.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, well, that's all the time we have for this week on your NBA portion of the Weekly Sports Report podcast. Thanks for tuning in. Always follow us on Twitter at report_weekly. Tweet at us. Let us know what you like, what you don't. What's up?
And we also like Grind's input. Grind is sitting beside me. He's had great input all night. Great input by Grind.
Subscribe on YouTube. Let us like and subscribe on YouTube. Leave some comments. And thanks for tuning in. We'll holler at you guys next week.